Yes, the Mets have designated Robinson Cano for assignment. It's weird. I thought we'd never get to the end of the road with Robinson Cano, but yes, it's over. The Robinson Cano thing is over. And sadly, I think Robinson Cano's career is over. So I'm just going to hang out here for a few minutes and maybe just hang out. And then, hey, Nudie 25, what's good? I'm just going to hang out for a few minutes until 12, and then I'll cue the intro and start the show. So yesterday we did a show. Yesterday we came on and we talked about can the Knicks fix their problems through the draft, and I really wanted to touch on that some more with y'all. That's why I hadn't done a fancy thumbnail and all that stuff. But we'll get into that in a few minutes. Rich Boy, what's good? Man, y'all say what's up. Y'all salute y'all guy, man. And the everybody looking, man. Salute to your guy, man. So Mr. Vince, what's good? Miss Geraldine, what's good? Man, it's good to be with y'all. Hey, Miss Geraldine, Benny just pooped on the floor. Got both of us hot. We were doing good. Me and Mo were feeling good about the progress Benny was making. Until we was like, what does that smell? Surprise. Afro the Jedi, what's good? Oh, it's 12 o'clock. I'm gonna cue the intro. I'm gonna cue the intro and then get started.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Home. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. I'm the -- chief rocker in Knicks universe, Uncle Freezy. And that's an official title, by the way. I didn't appoint myself that. The people have spoken, right? But look, man, I'm glad to be here with y'all. I'm glad y'all are here with us, right? Glad y'all are here. Thank you for being patient with me with the time adjustment while we figure out Benny. That's all I have to say about that. While we figure out the things with Benny, right? All right. Thank you. I appreciate y'all being patient with me. Thank y'all for coming through as we make an adjustment to walking schedule, feeding schedule, sleep schedule, training schedule, all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? For lack of a better word, it's training day every day. So, man, what's good, y'all? So, blue tears, orange tears, Blorange tears, bim. Blue tears, orange tears, Blorange tears, bim. All right. Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Afro the Jedi asks, who is that spitting on the intro? I'm gonna put the name of the group in the um um in the comment section. And you can find their trying to get a new keyboard stuff on iTunes. And look, I spelled find fins. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Let me find. All right. All right. Yeah, that's Divine Sons. My homeboy Dan Johnson is in that group. Dan Johnson is in that first verse. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Yo, we just did vibes and stuff for like 2 hours plus. We trained Benny this morning, and I've been up since 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So we rocking. Whatever. Jarvis LaFleur, what's good? We was just talking about the boot yesterday. I mean, not yesterday. Saturday. Well, I guess it was Sunday if you talk about semantics. You know what I'm saying? About early Sunday morning. But let me get down to it. Let me talk to y'all. Let me ask y'all opinion about some stuff. Yesterday I asked a question. Let me ask the question. Yesterday I asked the question. Yesterday I talked about it. We really didn't get a chance to speak to it, really. Because a lot of times I pose a question and then the answers branch in different directions. And so, can the Knicks fix what ails them in the draft? Can the Knicks fix what ails them in the draft? So first of all, the first question, when I ask you that question, the responsive question should be, well, have we identified what ails us? Right? Have we identified what ails us? JJ says, hope you had a good weekend. Mets still haven't lost a series. Let's go Mets. Yeah, we just designated Robinson Cano for assignment. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about Robinson Cano being gone. But it's whatever. It's whatever. But listen, can the Knicks fix what ails them in the draft? And not just this draft, but in future drafts. I am going to say yes. I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to say yes because I think you can find Alec Burks, Evan Fournier, Nerlens Noel, Kemba Walker production in the draft. I'm going to say you can find an Alec Burks in this draft. Do y'all agree? Can you find an Alec Burks in this draft? Right? And so here's the thing. When I ask you that, don't think of it as Alec Burks, the second man off the bench, the bench scorer, the Swiss Army knife guy. Think about Alec Burks at point guard. Can we find something better than Alec Burks at point guard in the draft? I say yes. So hey, Staffordon salute. Staffordon says 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish, or something like that. He was saying. I don't. And Miss Geraldine says, I think so, but we have to draft that diamond in the rough. Listen, I'm with you. I'm with you. Not only do I agree, I think your comment is brilliant. Because and here's why I think the comment is brilliant, right? Because this ain't about getting new subscribers. Because me and Miss Geraldine and a whole bunch of y'all, we've been talking for like a year and a half or whatever. So y'all know I ain't just pumping sunshine. Y'all know I ain't just shooting the gas. I ain't got to, right? I think what she said is brilliant, right? And when people say smart stuff, you got to give them credit, right? That's the other thing to it. When people say smart stuff, you got to give them credit. The reason why you have to find the diamond in the rough as an organization, for one, other teams do it all the time. Other teams do it all the time. Donovan Mitchell was a diamond in the rough. Donovan Mitchell wasn't the number 1 pick. Donovan Mitchell went 13, 14, 15. I think he went 13 for something. Right? And Staffordon says, that's how you do me. Now, hey, you had some comment, man, something about yanking something. I don't know. It looked like to me, 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. You know what I'm saying? Top Notch Tea is in the building. What's good? So here's the thing. Getting to the point though. Staying on topic, right? Other teams do it all the time. Afro the Jet, I mentioned Kawhi Leonard. Paul George was a diamond in the rough. Giannis Antetokounmpo was a diamond in the rough. Okay, Jimmy Butler was a diamond in the rough, right? Mikal Bridges, a diamond in the rough. Klay Thompson, a diamond in the rough. Draymond Green, a diamond in the rough. Nikola Jokic, exactly. Jokic is a diamond in the rough. So pardon me for just pointing out what Miss Geraldine said as being super smart. But not only is it super smart, but it's super smart and relevant to the conversation we're having right now. Right? I'm not reaching for nothing. And I'm not trying to gain a new subscriber. She already subscribed. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. It ain't that. Somebody say something smart, give them kudos, man. Right? Wayne Peterson, Desmond Bain, AJ Bula, CJ McCollum. You know what I mean? And then think about, and all of these are star players. These are bona fide stars. When's the last time the Knicks drafted a bona fide star that was a diamond in the rough? Drafted a diamond in the rough. Hear the question clearly. When's the last time the New York Knicks drafted a diamond in the rough? Right? So when she says that, man, listen. When she says that, listen, it's our turn to find these guys, bona fide stars that are diamonds in the rough. like a guy that we pick at the position that we pick at, right? We don't sign him in free agency years after. You know what I'm saying? Mitchell, yeah, Mitch ain't a star though. Yeah. If Mitch was a star, it would go into like what we're talking about. If Mitchell Robinson was averaging 21 and 13 rebounds, you know what I'm saying, and could shoot the three, then he'd be relevant to this point, right? Well, what I'm saying is, and not knocking the guys that you're naming, but to the point that we're making, Giannis Antetokounmpo was drafted what, 15th? Jimmy Butler was drafted what, 30th? Jokic was drafted 40 something. Now, what if and I hate playing the what if game in scenario where we're searching for answers. When you're asking questions, searching for answers, I hate the hypothetical, but here is where a hypothetical does help strengthen the investigation process, right? What if the Knicks are able to find that guy? Right? I'm gonna pull up Tankathon real quick, and then give you an example of what I mean. So what if at 11 or wherever the Knicks pick, where the Knicks at 11 select let's say Kendall Brown. Shoot, let's say the Knicks get bad luck, they fall back to 12, right? And they select Kendall Brown. And Kendall Brown from day one looks like he's going to be a superstar. In 2 years, Kendall Brown's athleticism and yo, Marvin, what's good? What's good? So say in a couple years, Kendall Brown's offensive game matches his athleticism and defensive potential, and he becomes a Kawhi Leonard type player. See, that would be a diamond in the rough. We take a chance on a guy that has great traits, and he turns into something special. Right? Right? Hey, Sherwin M, I know it. But here's the thing. In a lot of drafts, like the Kawhi draft, you're like, Kawhi Leonard? I ain't never even heard of him. Indiana, can you imagine a team in Indiana with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George? Well, there was a possibility because Indiana drafted both. The Indiana Pacers drafted Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Right? The Spurs really wanted Kawhi Leonard, so they gave away their starting point guard for a rookie. Right? Broke Greg Popovich's heart, trading George Hill. Right? I think one of these days George Hill is going to be an assistant coach or head coach in this league someday. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind the Knicks signing George Hill or acquiring George Hill this offseason. Right? Right. But I would say this: the diamond in the rough thing is to me it's a brilliant take because listen, all off season, all you are gonna hear from guys that know everything. All you're gonna hear from guys that know everything is, well, the Donovan Mitchell thing has legs. Because that's the only sure thing to talk about. That's the only sure rumor out there that we have that we can talk about, right? And so So the thing is, people will talk about that. They'll talk about Zion. Oh, Zion just bluffing to get his money. Zion want to come to New York. They'll talk about that also. But the diamond in the rough conversation is intriguing. And Miss Geraldine, if I didn't say thank you for that, right? The thing is with the diamond in the rough conversation is this. For one, do you trust your front office to identify a diamond in the rough? You see how in an investigation process, in a conversation, one smart thing leads to another thing, like more questions, which makes the conversation better, right? And so here's the thing: what if that diamond in the rough that you find plays the same position as somebody that you already have? Then what? What about duplicity? What if the diamond in the rough that you find is a shooting guard / small forward? Now, what do you do with your current shooting guard / small forward? Right? Now, what do you do with your current shooting guard / small forward? Right? Here's another thing. Here's another thing that I want to speak to. Just because you land at 11 doesn't mean you can't trade up in this draft. And if you trade up in this draft, you can't trade up in this draft for vanilla ice cream. Okay? If you trade up in this draft, you got to be home run hitter, right? You gotta, if you're gonna get hit by a pitch, you got to make sure that Reggie Jackson is behind you. Like I'm not getting hit by no 95-mile-per-hour fastball, and then Chuck Knobloch is hitting behind me. If I get hit by a pitch, Reggie Jackson got to be coming up. Cespedes, David Wright, Darryl Strawberry, Ray Knight, somebody. Carlos Beltran. Well, except against the Cardinals. Carlos Beltran against anybody but the Cardinals. Right? Hold on, man. It is hot in here. Hold on. All right, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Bro, it's hot in this room, man. It's hot in this room. We puppy proof, man. Listen, we puppy proofing every man. Look, y'all know the deal. Y'all know the deal. Somebody made a point about Portland. Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you. So Portland can trade up or trade for a star with multiple lottery picks. I feel you. I think that's the perfect destination. 2 destinations for Julius Randle. 2. Portland, Oregon, Minneapolis, Minnesota. If Randle goes to Minnesota, I think Minnesota jumps about 4 spots in the standings. If Randle goes to Minnesota, Minnesota is a contender right off the rip because Randle fits into a spot that's perfect for him. The third guy, playoff team, need rebounding, need 3-point shooting, need scoring, small market, small crowds. Randle, perfect. Now, do I want to jettison Julius Randle off to some strange city? Nah, I don't really care for that. I don't care about the Randle slander talk. That ain't my deal. I don't really, and y'all have known me long enough to know that I don't care for slander talk in general as a person. That ain't my thing. I don't like talking bad about people, period. But it does seem like a nice destination. Right? James Jen was good. And so Ray says, Minnie makes the most sense, in my opinion, better fit next to Cat. Give me a first, McDaniels, Vanderbilt, possibly Beasley, Pat Bev. If I'm the Knicks in that situation, Ray, I understand you're talking about the money match and all of that. I don't want any of that mess. I don't want Vanderbilt. I don't want McDaniels. I don't want Beasley or Pat Bev. Right? I want picks. Just give me picks, bro. Because those young players, like I wouldn't want McDaniels or Vanderbilt because we have Obi, right? And so if you get McDaniels and Vanderbilt, that means you have a 3-man rotation at power forward, all of them young, all of them with upside, all of them hungry. And I don't know if that's how you fix the power forward situation. And no disrespect to the trade offer, because I like it in theory, right? But I would rather them just give me picks. Just give me picks, man. I would take a first and multiple seconds. Give me a first and 2 second-round picks, and you could have Randall. Right? But not sure Minnesota going to pay D'Lo past his expiring 31, 26, 18 and picks. That will, yeah. I think D'Lo's going to get traded, bro. I think D'Lo, they sat D'Lo a lot in that series. That dude McLaughlin looked like a baller. I wouldn't be surprised to see them acquire a point guard. Right? Right. Sherwin M says, if I'm trading Randall, I want at least 3 first-round picks. Yeah, Randall is worth it, man. Randall is worth all that stuff. But if I'm the Knicks, man, I think my problems are bigger than Randall. Right? I think so. Here is where I theorize, and here is why, and this is the reason why I said the draft may solve our issues. For the 4th year in a row, Julius Randle played in some different type stupid offense. He played the year with Fizdale. Fizdale used him wrong. Oh, is it 3? I think it's 3 years in a row. So you played the year with Fizdale. That was a disaster. Right? Then the Fizdale, was it Fizdale Mike Miller? Yeah, Fizdale Mike Miller year. First year with Tibbs, ISO Randall. Then you come back and just shoot the 3 until everybody fall out, right? And so you had those 3 years, 3 different offenses. And so what we as Knicks fans don't take into account is continuity. We don't take into the fact that any player you bring in is going to be visibly frustrated because you don't have continuity. People get tired of changes, man. People get tired of changes. And people say the only thing certain about life is changes. Yeah, I get it, but that don't make it fun. I understand that's a fact, but that don't make it fun. Right? Right? Pierre Moise, what's good? Pierre Moise, what's good? Worldwide L is in the building. Salute, Chef. Chef, what's good? Miss you, bro. Pierre Moise quotes one of the greatest singers of all time. Change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Sam Cooke. Yeah, man. Black Andy is in the building. What's good, Andy? What's happening? Hey, I know you hit. You know what I mean. It's still good to see you. Like I know you ain't been away. You know what I mean. Yo, salute. Hey, and I love their channel, man, for the love of the game, man. I sneak in there all the time. I can't often get in there to talk. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been super busy. It's been super busy around here. But what I do is I turn it on and let it play in the background, even if I don't catch it live. Even if I don't catch it live, you know what I'm saying, I play it in the background and listen while I'm doing stuff. It's dope. It's dope, man. Yeah, man. So my point is, the point I was getting at initially is if we have a diamond in the rough type situation, like if we can find a guy that's an upgrade for what Burks did last season, like say if we find a secondary playmaker that can be a primary playmaker some, right? That's immediately an upgrade over Burks, who can go back to his traditional role as a scorer off the bench. Right? Wesley Robinson, what's good? What's good? Strong Island in the building. What's good? Adam is in the building. What's good? Adam says the front office needs to get Burks, Randall, Noel, Gibson, Walker out of here. Notice he didn't say Rose. Notice he didn't say Rose. I like Rose. I like Gibson. I even like Noel, Burks, and Randall. But for the sake of the kids, ha 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 ha. Quote one of the greatest singers of all time, Teddy Pendergrass. Wake up, everybody. For all the old school fans in the house. All the old school fans in the house. Wake up, everybody. That's a beautiful song, man. It's a woke song. It's a conscious song. Jerry Fitz is in the building. Knicks need a starting center and starting point guard. They already have 3 starters and 5 bench players on a chip-winning team, but a top center and a top point guard won't be easy to get. Right? You're right. You're right. You're right. Let me do this. Let me add the link to the chat so that we can expand the conversation, because I have my theory, right? I think the Knicks can do this. The Knicks can do this, right? They can do this, y'all. And it ain't hard to tell. It ain't hard to tell. The Knicks can do this. Yo, all it takes is constant focus on what it is that we need. The Knicks can do this, y'all. It's not rocket science, right? It's not rocket science. It's easy. The Knicks can do this. If you're the front office, you don't have to overanalyze and the Knicks. The easy thing is to say, the Knicks need a point guard. And to that, I'll say, wait a minute. What the Knicks need is continuity and chemistry. What the Knicks need is mental toughness. right? Mental toughness. Because the Knicks losing 20-point leads is not a point guard issue. The Knicks losing those leads are a mental toughness issue. Right? The Knicks losing 20-point leads in a season where every game mattered is a continuity issue. Right? I mentioned that during the season. Tibbs running basic plays, right? And y'all saw it. Y'all was like, Tibbs' playbook is trash. Well, consider if you're Emmanuel Quickly, this was your second year in the league, and it was your second year in a brand new offense. What? If you're Obi Toppin, consider this was your second year in the league, and it was your second year in a new offense. Right? And every roster is going to have turnover. But ideally, if you're going to have heavy roster turnover, you want it to be on a veteran team. When you have heavy roster turnover on a young team, if you have heavy roster turnover on a young team, it's not even called roster. It's called rebuilding, man. Basically, to be frank with you. Pierre Moy says the Knicks brass don't like point guards. They only like facilitators, long limb players. Yo! What's up, boss man?
Man, what's going on with your partner? What's going on, Freezy?
Hey, before I do that, how did yesterday go? I'm excited to hear.
It was good, man. It was very, very good. 30 minutes, man. It was a 30-minute public discourse, and the title was "Is It Time for God to Rule the World?" And scriptural evidence, on why, based on book of Matthew and Daniel, the prophecy in Daniel with King Nebuchadnezzar.
Right.
And it was very, very eye-opening, to say the least.
Right.
Matter of fact, Stephen Fox came through, him and Soulfinger. They heard it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was through Zoom. It was linked to Zoom.
Oh man, why'd you send me the link?
Wasn't really thinking, man. My head was gone, man. So the next time I get one, though, I'll let you know. And normally I'll get a notice, like it'll be like 3 months before I actually have to give one.
Okay.
And so, but I'll let you know what the topic is and the link, because we're gonna be pretty much doing Zoom from now on. With this coronavirus and stuff going on.
Right. Right. No doubt, man. I'm excited for you, brother.
Yeah, man. I'm excited that it's over. I'm out of that pressure cooker.
Yeah, man.
A lot of people don't know, man. When I have like talking assignments like that, man, my hands get filled with water. Like my nerves be that bad. And I didn't know this is actually a condition that some people have.
Yeah.
When they have to give, some people mouth get dry, others' hands fill up with water. So
yeah, man.
But yeah, man, I love what you're talking about, man, with these Knicks. But I tell you this, I was sitting there listening to you. The biggest thing the Knicks need, man, more so than anything, we need a new coach. We need a new coach, because I sat down and I thought about it. When you started talking about the games that we lost, them leads that we blow, everybody know we miss free throws. That players can work on, coaches on control. But them messed up substitution patterns and playing people out of position, and we won this many games. Imagine what we could have done if we had better coaching. And I ain't trying to knock Tom. Tom time is just up, man. Really, really, Tom to me is like Mike D'Antoni. Mike D'Antoni is a great offensive-minded coach. Tibbs is a great defensive-minded coach.
Right.
You know what I mean? But having everything, nah. Because when you can't hold players accountable when you have a different standard set for one player opposed to everybody else, that's going to fracture your locker room. People ain't going to follow that. You know what I mean? And them substitutions, we saw it not just this year, but even last year. You know what I mean? Tibbs blew a lot of games. If you look at the last 2 years, if we were to go and look at all the outcomes of those games, man, our head will probably spin. How many games that we lost because, the coach took out the hot hand, let the man sit on the bench, bring him back when the lead is gone and you expecting the guy to catch fire again. It's things like that didn't make any sense, man, that Tibbs was doing.
Right. Hey man, I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. There are so many things that I hold it back on because the thing is I'm not by nature I'm not a pile on, right?
Exactly.
I'm not a pile on type person. Like when you said fire Tibbs, I'm like, okay. Right? You know what I'm saying? I don't need to pile on to that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because you said your point. And if I had disagreed, I'd have just said so. Right? Like, no, man, I don't want to. But the thing is, if you remember 2 seasons ago, right? The Big 15 season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tibbs was doing the same thing in that season, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it took Reggie Bullock and R.J. Barrett stepping up at the second half of the season and the defense playing out of their mind and physical for us to go 16-4 down the stretch just for us to finish 10 games over 500.
Yeah, we won a lot of games in spite of the coach. And, of course, with the acquisition of Derrick Rose.
Right.
We don't get Derrick Rose last year. The Knicks might have not made the playoffs last year.
Yeah, because we were getting injured all over the place. Remember all the mysterious injuries? Remember
mysterious
Mitch?
Injuries and the roller coaster ride, win a game here, lose one. We never went on a sustainable winning until Derrick Rose came.
Right.
Once Derrick Rose came, everything changed. And you can't count on Derrick Rose. We already know, that goes without saying. I mean, the guy's a great talent, but his body betrays him.
Great person. Great person.
And great person.
Right.
I would really like to see D Rose go somewhere where he can get a chip, man, before it's all over.
Yeah. I would love for him to get a chip with us. I would love for D Rose to get a chip with us. Jay Buggy, what's good, bro?
What's going on, man?
What's up with your boy?
What's up, man? What's happening with you, Mr. Cleve? I see you over here hanging out with Freezy. Shout out to the chat, man. What y'all whipping up, man? Just come through for a brief segment, man. What y'all whipping up, man? My guys always cooking.
Listen to Freezy cooking up that meal. Talking about, them games we lost, man, and, what we can do to get better, basically. And Boogie, it really hit me, man, when he started talking about them 25, them 20-point game losses and no other team, did that stuff in history. What we did, and all I keep coming back to, man, it ain't the players on this team, man. It's really the coach. It's really the coach. Tibbs and Freezy even brought it out. He said last year he was doing the same thing.
Yeah, the Big 15
in spite
season.
of the stuff he was doing.
Yeah, because
this year we couldn't overcome it.
Yeah, Reggie, man, people forget the impact Reggie Bullock had on us in that Big 15 season, bro.
Oh, he was willing to take on the best wing player every night,
right?
And was doing a great job at it defensively.
And his facilitating drove us crazy, bro. Reggie Bullock, to be an NBA player, to be a guard, how can you not dribble a basketball? But the things that he were assigned to, he were great at. When he had to improvise, he was terrible. But there's nothing wrong with that. Now that I look back on it in retrospect, I was probably way harsher on Theo Pinson and Reggie Bullock than I should have been.
I'm gonna tell you what I did. I said I gotta stop looking at what Reggie Bullock don't do and look at what he does. And I was like, okay, this man take on the best. And this was about mid-season when I came to that realization when I started calling him R&B. I was like, Mr. R&B, he gonna guard the best man every night, and he gonna cause fits. And so offensively, I can't expect that much because if you watch him, how hard he plays on defense, that man expends a lot of energy having to chase guys and bust through screens and all that. And I was like, you know what, though? If he can give me 12 points a night, That's all I asked for. At least 12. You give me at least 12, because I knew you're going to play the defense. And that's one thing Reggie Bullock was never a slouch on. You never questioned his effort on the defensive end. We never came after a game and said, man, Reggie ain't even tried to play hard.
Or is he hurt? Is he going to play?
We never had to question that about Reggie.
Dependable.
And I got to give him his respect for that, too. And the same thing with Alfred Payton. I had to change my mindset on him, too. If you're looking for offense from Alfred Payton,
right.
You want him to play defense and stop that point of attack, man.
Right.
You know, that's the problem with too many of the Knicks fans. You know what I'm saying? We look and cater to the things they can't do and don't appreciate the things they can do that's on the court and figure out what it is that you can't do that's a weak point. Let me fill somebody else and you know what I'm saying, that can cover the bases around there. You know what I'm saying? So we don't lack in certain situations. And also, you know, Reggie was the big brother to Julius. A lot of people don't really, you know what I'm saying, understand that situation. And the biggest thing, he was a big piece to our culture. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by our culture, you don't find many players that go knock on the office door and say, yo, my neck is still not what it is, and I got a little bit too much money. Let me give y'all some of that money back. You think Noel would have said, yo, I'm messed up this year, let me give you some of this money back? No. But when you see a man like R&B say, yo, let me go ahead downgrade my payment because I'm not all the way right, and when I get right, maybe y'all take care of me, you know what I'm saying? And you don't have guys that do that. That guy did that for us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
man.
I really was upset at a lot of the situation on why he left. He left, but not enough reason, and should have been kept here for a whole lot more reasons, you know what I'm saying? They swapped the man out, man, when he was a culture changer for us, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we got to get situations right, man. Like you talked about, that man, he on blew too many games. Sometimes when you coach, it's not a coaching matter. When you coaching on that bench, it's not a coaching matter. Sometimes when you gotta light that fire up into your team when you see us coming from a 2-point game. Now it's 15, now it's 11, now it's 7. Ain't no more coaching. Yo, what are y'all doing? Blah, 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 blah. I'm in your grill for this right here, man. It was coaching. Now y'all can't finish this game. You know, sometimes the coaching got to be coaching good. Sometimes he got to make the right adjustments. But when the coaching ain't coaching good, the team got to be playing good. When the team ain't playing good, the coaching got to be coaching good. But if they both doing the same thing at the same time, you know what I'm saying, as far as playing good and coaching good, that's great. But when they're not doing it together at the same time, playing bad and bad coaching, it's a problem.
It's a problem.
Exactly. To your point on that, Boogie, you know what it is? And it come down as simple as this, man. Sometimes coaches got to get out their own way. You go with whatever's working to get you that lead, you keep that.
You're right.
And if it ain't working, you make changes.
Right.
And too often with Tibbs and his rotation that he was stuck in, he see things ain't working. Like that Alex Burks experiment, that should never have went that long for him to say, hey, we might need to go in a different direction. Everybody in America know that man wasn't no starting point guard.
Right.
But you kept trying to force that thing. You know what I mean? Now people thoughts, man, and that kind of stuff, man, I can't give him a pass for. You know what I mean? And when I think about West going upstairs and telling the big dog, hey, he needed to do that. Because that man gonna mess around and get y'all fired because y'all, this is your first chance to ever do this. And I appreciate it when I think about it because I'm like, okay, this man recognized he might have made a mistake in his hiring.
Right.
And then for the owner to tell you, hey, you can fire him or you can keep him. That basically tell you what Dolan think.
Right.
Because if he wanted to keep Tibbs, he would have been, no, don't fire him.
Right.
So Tibbs got to do better, man. If he's gonna be here, and that he's the one person that affects the game more so than that front office. Yeah, the front office bring them groceries, but if that coach can't cook the right way, you're gonna have a bad meal and ain't nobody gonna want to eat it.
And then I like what James Dolan tell him. Yeah, you can fire him or you can keep him, but don't be knocking on my door. I'm up here playing this guitar. I ain't got nothing. That's what I pay y'all for. Don't be bothering me. I'm staying out your way. That's what you want me to be, out the way, right? But you want me to get in the way. I can come down there and make some decisions. You know what I'm saying? And everybody ain't gonna like them. They gonna be like, I'm in the way. I'm out the. Don't be knocking on my door talking about nothing was going on with that team.
Don't knock on my door unless you got the trophy.
And I appreciate that about him, because I remember he said it in an interview.
That's right.
I think it was on Michael K. He said, you know, I don't know basketball, but you hire these people and you trust that they're gonna make the right decisions for the franchise. And I appreciate the fact that he said, you know what? Nobody gonna be talking about me no more getting in the way. I'm out of the way. Y'all want me out of the way? I'm getting totally out of the way. And it started with Phil. He got completely out of the way, and that man ain't been meddling ever since.
Right. And so the thing I wanted to touch on too, man, is I know Tibbs has made some bad decisions, bro, since he's been here in 2 years. Right. The number one move I think that was egregious was the very first egregious move that was a flat out egregious was waiting to the playoffs to swap out Derrick Rose and Alfred Payton. We had Knicks fans had been waiting on that, right? But he wait until our back is against the wall. We down 3-1 or 2-1 or whatever it was in the playoffs, and then you switch him out.
That should have been done mid-season the minute you brought him over here. Because we all said it. We know he coming in. Because we was a roller coaster before he got here.
Right. And so nothing against Alfred Payton defensively, right? But if that idea was on the table, we should have kind of transitioned towards that way. Like have the minutes, man, maybe balance out to be 50-50, and then you can go either way so that at least we can. You know how when you feeding the baby, the baby got to taste it first? Like, hey man, I don't know. That green stuff don't look good. You know how the baby front their face up, baby. They be dodging you like Bruce Lee. You know what I'm saying? They be like the glow, like the Last Dragon, like you know what I'm saying?
Like Neo.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? and so we should have transitioned towards that, in my opinion. And secondly, switching them out sent a signal to Atlanta that we were desperate.
Yeah.
But the most egregious thing, aside from not playing Obi, right? The most egregious thing is playing Burks at point guard for 40 something games. Right? Come on, Tibbs. You saw 20 games and we ain't went nowhere. Our season is going down the drain. Right? And I know
even worse than that, Freezer, I'm gonna kick it right back to you. What make it even worse is that it wasn't like you just now finding out that what Burks' ability is. You had the man the year before. You didn't have him starting last year. Even before we got Derrick Rose. He didn't start him then. You see what I'm saying? And we were struggling last year. I mean, you know what I mean? Before Derrick Rose came. So why now you justifying playing this man at the starting point because position?
Right.
That's y'all man. Y'all rock with Tom. Y'all was clapping. Y'all was cool with him. That's y'all man. That's y'all.
Hey, Boogie, sometimes you make mistakes. Hey, and you got to know when to let it go.
Yeah. To quote the great R&B singer Teddy P.
Yep.
Looks like another TKO.
Yeah.
We got to drive
another
up out
dumb
of New York
move that ain't gonna go.
Yeah, and so the thing is with Tom Thibodeau, man, I ain't even gonna lie to you. It's twofold, right? For one, I always believed in continuity. Like you can't constantly be changing. And the second thing is, I felt like of all the hires that we made recently, Tom Thibodeau was the most competent guy. If you go back 5-6 head coaches, look at the last 5 or 6 head coaches, man. Them dudes couldn't find their way out of a public bathroom, bro. You know what I'm saying? Rambis, Hornacek, Fisher, all these guys, man. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, I just for as a Knicks fan, just for a while, man, let me not worry about if the head coach is gonna be fired in the morning when I get up. Let me not worry. Let me not have to look at my phone to see if the head coach is walking the plank.
Well,
that's one of the reasons why I defended Tibbs. Huh?
You better be paying attention to every game this season.
I know.
Yeah.
Because that seat is on fire.
Yeah.
It's on fire. I'm talking about it's on fire. It's so hot. The ambulance and the fire department do not want to come and mess with that fire at all.
Got that right.
It's hot. But to tell you this, you let us go over there. Let us wind up with Brunson on this team and let that man crash this season right here.
Everybody going. Everybody getting fired.
And see how fast Jay Wright be on that bench.
You think so?
What if Brunson is here? If Brunson is here,
that's his man.
And Tom goof off this year, and Jay taking a year off, and we don't already one time before tried to recruit him as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
How fast he go from not coaching from a year off to on that Knicks bench. If you don't
ain't in the way right now.
If you don't go get a guard coach, somebody like a Sam Cassell or something, that's all we need is a guard coach, man. Man, you know what Jason Kidd, when everybody was saying, no, we don't Jason, you know what Jason Kidd would have done with Emmanuel Quickly? Do you know what he would have? Do you know where that man game would be at right now?
How many triple doubles?
Imagine what he would have done with Deuce.
Yeah, man.
Well, I can't really say too much of Deuce because Quickly going to his third year. This is his rookie year. But I do know with Quickly from the jump, man, what? Come on. See what he did to the Greek? That's Jason Kidd work over there in Milwaukee. For those in the chat that don't know that. That's his work.
But Jay Boogie, so the thing is not what he did with, not just what he did with Giannis.
Yeah.
But what he also did with a bench riding second round pick named Chris Middleton. Right? They together. Right. They are a package, bro.
Man, ho. In famous words of man, you ain't gonna just ride over that. Say that again.
Yeah, man.
Say it again.
Say that again. Say that. Let people know that again.
Bro, they are a package. When Chris Middleton was on Detroit bench, you didn't know who he was.
At all.
When Spencer Dinwiddie was on Detroit bench, you did not know who he was. Right?
And I didn't even know the man was from Chucktown until he got to Milwaukee.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying.
We don't need Jason back over there drinking. We don't need
crashing cars and all that. Yeah,
that's all we get.
Yeah. But my point about like what Miss Geraldine said earlier, right? Excellent point. And I think sometimes we get in these conversations, and when somebody make a great point, we don't point out what they. Miss Geraldine said we need to find a diamond in the rough. Well, you know what? The Milwaukee Bucks found 2 diamonds in the rough in the same season. And years later, they won an NBA championship. They got Chris Middleton and Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? Mm-hmm. And years later, they win an NBA title, right? When are the Knicks gonna find a diamond in the rough?
We have little small diamond rough. We give them away. You know what I'm saying? I could have kept 18 million, whatever he was making, and kept him at my power forward. And I'm talking about old boy that we don't let go, and he over there in Milwaukee now, going crazy.
Talking about Portis?
Portis.
Yeah.
Portis. I see a lot of people forget what he did to Kyrie in that game. He laid that wood on him. Man, I don't care nothing about you, man.
You're right.
What you gonna do? And then he grew his eyes real big on him and said, "Say what? I'm talking to all of y'all."
What you say, boss?
Yeah. What you talking about? Better get right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And so I like Bobby Portis too.
Yeah.
I like Bobby Portis, man. But now, hey, Woodshed 1914. Woodshed, man, I keep forgetting to call you, bro. I don't be wanting to, hey, Woodshed, I don't want to call you in the mornings because I'll be busy doing something. You know what I'm saying? And then I keep trying to call you in the afternoon. I be sleepy, bro. But I'm gonna hit you up, Wood. But yeah, the Portis thing, yes. You know what I'm saying? And Jay Boogie, listen, what I think the Knicks need right now, right, to turn this thing around, it's nothing major. Because every NBA team has talent, bro. Mm-hmm. You don't make it to the NBA. Like Uncle Freezy ain't just gonna fall on the Lakers roster and be the sixth man. You got to be super talented to make the NBA, man. Mm-hmm. You got to be a ball player to make the NBA, right? What I'm getting at is the Knicks need minor tweaks to our approach, right? Because we were losing leads and losing games and continuity and all that stuff. all we need is a captain of the ship on the floor. A captain of the ship. RJ Barrett ain't there yet. You can't, and in certain situations, you can't lead by example if your example ain't great. Right? RJ Barrett can't lead by example, and he can't hit free throws, and he finished poorly at the rim. His 3-pointer done disappeared. You can't lead with that type of example, right? You have to have a guy that's going to be like a Kawhi Leonard mentality, like lead by example. Like if you're not going to talk much, right? You got to be the Kawhi Leonard. Like I'm going to overcome all these obstacles, and this is how we gonna do it. If you're gonna be the silent, here's the thing: if you are going to be quiet money. And shout out to Quiet Money. Anybody heard from Quiet Money?
Oh man, what man?
Yeah.
What you went, man? You dust up, man. You was digging in the crates then when you pull out Quiet Money. Oof, all that dust went up. God, how you doing, brother? Where you at?
Yeah, Quiet Money. Where you at? But if you're gonna be Quiet Money, bro, if you're gonna be Quiet Money, that money got to be bread, right? We can't nickel and dime it, right? If you're gonna be Quiet Money, you got to be bread, bro. You got to be stacks. Right? And RJ Barrett right now ain't stacks, man. You know what I'm saying? RJ Barrett is nickel and dominant. Can't shoot free throws. The 3-pointer is here and there. Can't finish at the rim. And listen, I love RJ Barrett more than any other Knicks fan in Knicks universe. Right? I love RJ Barrett more than any other Knicks fan. I've been saying that since I said that one time on Sim's show. I was like, Sim, we need to trade Joakim Noah and tank for RJ Barrett. He's like, trade Noah? Tank for who? Remember this name, RJ Barrett. And he got the video somewhere in his archives of me saying that, right? Because his chat lit into me, bro. Who was this dude, Uncle Freezy, talking about RJ Barrett? But anyway.
Well, this is his first season where he knows what he has to become for the team. So maybe with that situation, he's really, working hard and developing those things that he needs to bring to the table. Because, last year, they told him to fall back, what I'm saying? Because we don't have a 3. Reggie is gone. We need you to be prepared to check the best player on the teams and all that. So that probably pushed some of his workout during the off season up his game, developing a little thing. But right now, RJ should be working on his game completely. He should be pissed off every time he walk in that gym. And when he walk up out that gym, he should be telling himself, I can't wait to get some sleep so I can get back in this gym because I got beef. I got situations, issues. I ain't on that 25. Okay. I need to see everybody on that 25 list. I ain't even forgot that you left me off that all-star thing too with with my group. So I got issues and problems with everybody that y'all think I ain't. I need to see y'all. And that's his motivation. That's how he need to be going and come back as that killer, that assassin. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it doesn't just mean scoring. That means in all phases, leadership, you know what I'm saying? Effort. Even if you pick up 8% more on your free throws, you know what I'm saying? 5% more on your mid range, 3% more on your trade ball. You know what I'm saying? 1 point, you went what? 1.0, go to 1.9 on your steals. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1.2 in your blocks. You know what I'm saying? Right. Give me some charges. When the last time you took a charge? You know what I'm saying? Take complete leadership of the circle. You know what I'm saying? That's on the floor, and then that'll take complete leadership of the circle that you playing in, which is Madison Square Garden, and any other circle that you go and play at. You know what I'm saying? I believe RJ gonna hit this. I think he's gonna hit that, you know what I'm saying? Hit that flight this year, you know what I'm saying? I'm rooting for him, pulling for him, I believe he's gonna, because if Julius is okay with what's going on now, then that's even more confidence for RJ. Right. I think RJ battling like I don't know if he want to. Maybe he want. How he gonna feel? Is he gonna be with it? You know what I'm saying? Can I really become what everybody want me to? I think he's fighting maybe amongst himself. But if he get out of his own body and just release, we got something for years.
One thing I do like about the young fella, you can't teach this. You can't teach durability.
Right.
You can't teach that. That young fella, if it wasn't for Tiz and that debacle near the end of the game. That
in
man
the
was
Denver
playing
game. Yeah.
every game of the season, and he does not. That boy don't miss time, man. I give him credit about that.
Right.
And effort is never lacking with RJ. He just got to get better defensively. And them jump shot, that mid range is what I'm looking for. I like when I see him come off a little curl and shoot that little jump shot. He look like he liking that thing too. You know what I mean? But RJ is the type of dude that okay, this guy's gonna come every night, and this guy gonna work, and he gonna work for your team. He ain't the dude that you're gonna be checking where his head is at, his mental. You never have to worry about that with him. And another thing I like about him, you don't hear RJ name on no blotters.
Right.
I can't stand players who can't stay off them blotters. You know what I mean? Stay off them police reports, man.
Yeah.
You know
and
what
the
I mean?
Newspaper. And the
Stay out of
newspaper.
the newspaper, man. I don't. If you coming to New York and you think, hey, I'm coming here, I'm gonna turn up. We don't want you.
Right.
I want you to turn up on the court.
Right.
If you coming for that nightlife, stay far away. Don't bring them players here.
Right. What I would say to that, Jay Boogie, is just a tad bit of pushback on it. I would say the RJ thing, just instead of like being all around RJ, like Swiss Army knife RJ, I would say RJ, get great at one thing. And then that way, when the chips are down, you can go to that one thing you're great at. Right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I understand the defense, the effort, because during the season, I was like, yo, why isn't RJ is playing more around the rim? Why hadn't his rebounds gone up? How come his assists hadn't gone up? Right? This is what I'm thinking during the season. I didn't pose that to y'all because I didn't want to be a prisoner of the moment. Right. You know, it's easy to be a prisoner of the moment during the season, bro. But the thing is, with RJ, I tell you what, RJ, come back, right, as an 85% free throw shooter.
Ooh, I love that.
Right?
He averaged 24, 25 a game with that.
Right. Now you do that and you get into the rim at will. Because people are like, well, RJ is slow, he mechanical. But people can't stop him from getting the rim for some reason. For some reason, they can't stop my man from getting to the basket. And so what I'm gonna say to that is, RJ, if you come back and you are 85, 86, 87%, and 87 is elite, y'all. I know 87 is elite, right? I know that. But what I'm saying is if you work on one thing, because RJ's thing at the free throw line, when I watch him, bro, it's not form, it's concentration. RJ thing is concentration. It's the same thing with him. You know what, Ryan? You know what it is? He need to get in better shape. I think that's what it is. Because you know it. You know you played football in high school. You're an athlete. You know when both of y'all know when you get tired, you have those lapses, bro. You worried about breathing more so than shooting free throws. The form is there. The muscle memory is there. I think that's part of it.
I wonder what's his percentage early in games. Like what his free throw numbers look like early in the game, opposed to later in the games.
That's excellent. I'm gonna research that while y'all chop it up, man.
But didn't he lead the league in minutes?
From that position? From what?
I'm talking about period.
Period? That's a good question. But knowing playing for Tibbs, he probably in the top 5.
Well, I know he's definitely in the top 3. You know what I'm saying? But see, if you got 2 years of back-to-back playing all the minutes with Tibbs, then you should be able to play going down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? Just, a little shout out to Towns, even though they eliminated. Remember when they interviewed him and they said, yo, you look like you was able to finish and going down the stretch, you know what I'm saying? You remember what he said? He said, well, I used to play for Tom Tibbs. So I'm built for this now. Yeah. So if you already playing all the minutes and this is your second going in your third, he's supposed to be used to that playing down the stretch.
And shout out to Pudge Nice. He just said RJ said he working with DeRozan on his mid-range game this summer.
Okay. Yeah, RJ wasn't a league leader in minutes, RJ looks like he's about 20th. He played 34 and a half minutes a game. The league leader in minutes are Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, James Harden, DeMar DeRozan, Jason Tatum. Those are the league leaders in minutes. And the second five is Darius Garland, Miles Bridges, Luka Doncic, Scotty Barnes, and Julius Randle. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you that I like the whole idea. Shout out to Pudge again for that, man. If RJ is working with DeRozan, he's gonna learn footwork. He's gonna learn footwork. And that's the one thing that I love about DeRozan. That guy's footwork is impeccable.
Okay. Yeah, man. When RJ had three or more games of rest, he averaged 22 points a game.
And what that free throw
Uh,
number looking like?
62.5%. It's worse. So with no rest, he's 72.1. With 1 day of rest, he's 71.1. With 2 days of rest, he's 75.7. With 3 days or more of rest, he's 62. See, it's concentration.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you because it's really shocking. Normally, a guy that size don't shoot that bad.
Right.
You normally don't see them shooting like that. Those are big man numbers, shooting 60-something%. You know what I mean?
Right.
Dude, you a guard.
Right.
He need to lock himself in the gym day and night and just shoot free throws, man. Free throws and work on that mid-range game.
Hey, and Ron, in back-to-back games, right? He played 12 back-to-backs. And the 12 back-to-backs RJ Barrett played, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's shooting 39% from three in back-to-back games, right? But when you're supposed to be tired.
That's
when
true.
you're supposed to be tired,
yeah.
he's shooting 39.1%, right? In games where he has 3 days of rest or more, he's shooting 33%.
You know what that tells me?
Concentration.
And that back-to-back like that, he's shooting 39%. He recognized he got to take his game to another level in order for the team to win. Because normally if you come out them back-to-back, man, you know it. Your team normally don't win them back-to-backs.
Right.
Unless you dig deep, to win those games.
Mm-hmm.
Or the team you face and just have a bad night shooting.
Right. But here's the flip side to that. The flip side to that is on games with 0 days rest, back-to-back games, right? He's shooting 42.6% from the field, right?
Mm-hmm.
In games where he's got 3 days or more of rest, he is shooting 45.9% from the field. He shoots 46% from the floor. If he shot 46% from the floor this season, in every game, he'd be an all-star.
And who you said was in that top 5 as far as minutes played?
Geez, I went back. I mean, I left the screen. But Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, Jason Tatum, James Harden.
Okay, what does Siakam, what does he shoot as far as his free throws?
I don't know. I'm on the RJ Barrett page.
Okay, reason why I'm saying that, because some of them guys are not good free throw shooters neither.
Right.
And if they playing a lot more minutes and they play the same back-to-back games, if their numbers are just the same, or if not above in their second game, when you saying RJ might be tired, then it's more concentration than anything. You just, that pressure. You're under that pressure of that free throw line. You know what I'm saying? But that, to me, that's a quick, easy. That's easily calm. Take your breath, relax. You know what I'm saying? For 7-8 seconds and get your rhythm and knock that free throw down.
Yeah, don't be in a hurry to shoot him.
Yeah,
you got 10 seconds.
Right. All right, no doubt. And so the splits are crazy when you look. I'm looking at the splits, man. My man, the splits are bananas. There was a month this season where RJ Barrett averaged 28 points a game. Did y'all know that?
Yeah.
I think I do remember that.
In February, RJ Barrett averaged 28.3 points a game.
And I think his 3-point shot was off the meat rack too.
His free throws was 66.7. He shot 39% from three.
Yep, almost 40%.
Yeah.
Didn't he get player of the week? He got player of the week, I think, during that month.
I'm not sure.
He got a player of the week.
Okay.
Well, he was really cooking.
Yeah, and Jay Boogie to a point that I'm sorry, Ron, to a point that you made. Man, in February, RJ Barrett was getting to the free throw line 10 times a game.
If you just make half of them. And I wonder what he was shooting in February from that free throw line.
66.7, 2/3.
Come on, RJ, man.
Man,
that's trash.
Them free throws mean a lot. If y'all was watching the game yesterday, the Golden State and the Memphis game yesterday, tell you what they said. They got the number 1 and 2 best free throw shooters it is in the league in Poole and Steph Curry. And guess what? That don't even have nothing to do with Clay. Right. Free throws are vital, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Free throws. That's free money.
The difference between winning and losing on most nights. Because let's face it, man, the league ain't really separated by that much. When you watch a lot of these games, the thing that normally push a team over the top is either they shooting a lot of threes, or if they get into that free throw line, the team is knocking down them free throws.
Right.
And the team that struggle is a team who can't shoot the free throws.
Right.
Hey. It ain't that much margin for error. We know it's a make or miss league, man. It's not that much margin for error. You know what I mean? Especially like the East this year. The East was so tough this year. You can't afford to be missing free throws. And not just RJ, man. The whole team was terrible with the free throws for the most part. Even Quickly went up there and had some hiccups. And he ain't like, Quickly normally automatic.
Right.
You know, them guys got to concentrate. Like you say, man, take their time. You got 10 seconds, man. Don't go up there and rush and shoot. Sometimes I do watch RJ. He go up there quick and shooting that free throw real quick.
RJ almost be having the same scenario when we be looking at Julius. You know how we be like, oh man, he don't even want to go shoot the free throw. He don't even want to go up there. RJ be like that sometimes too. Like, oh man, why you call it foul, ref? He ain't even touch it.
Right. Hey, you know what it remind me of? It remind me of y'all remember the Buffalo Bills from the 90s?
Yeah.
The old
you would bring that up, huh?
No. This is not a knock on nobody's team.
I'm messing with you.
It's you remember on in the playoffs on them 3rd down and 7s in the playoffs, the Bills didn't throw to Andre Reed.
How could you not?
Because on 1st and 10, 2nd and 8, Andre Reed was your man. But when the drive was on the line, you had to throw to Pete Metzelaar. You had to throw to Thurman Thomas. You know what I'm saying? It's not like when the Dallas Cowboys had Michael Irvin, Jay Novacek, and Alvin Harper, right? Alvin Harper did not want no parts of that ball on 3rd down and 8. Right? Third down and 8, he wanted no parts of that ball.
The playmaker's gonna get it on 3rd down.
Yep. Michael Irvin was like, oh, I know somebody who won it. You know what I'm saying? But I said that to say this. When I look at the hardest games on the Knicks schedule, when I look at the Dallas Mavericks, who had an excellent record this year, when I look at the LA Clippers, when I look at the Miami Heat, when I look at the Pelicans, when I look at teams that made the playoffs, right? RJ Barrett averaged the most points of the season. RJ Barrett averaged against the Miami Heat. RJ Barrett averaged, where is it? Let me find it. 27 points a game against the Miami Heat. 27 against the Miami Heat. And the Miami Heat have good defenders, bro.
Now that's a big notch for coming from last year.
Right. Jimmy Buckets on them last year.
Right. And so I brought that up with somebody before. I was like, yo, but RJ Barrett scores a lot against the Heat. It was like, well, he had the 46-point game against the Heat. And is that supposed to make the point not valid?
Right.
He scored 46 against Miami.
Yeah, that ain't no easy feat. Even getting 20 points against Miami.
Yeah.
I mean that team is they don't only play good team defense, but they play good individual defense as well. But I tell you, Boogie, what do you think is the biggest thing we need to fix going into this season, man?
Realize the things that we don't need to do. That's what I think we need to do. You know you shouldn't even go into the season without a point guard.
Right.
You know,
True.
I think we need to work backwards a little bit because we be missing steps. You know, we in tune to try to find what we need to do to go forward, and we don't do the things that we need to do. You need to find out if you're going to get a point guard. If we keep in quickly as the point guard, we need to make that known. You know what I'm saying? That's the number one priority, man. We need to have a floor general on the floor. And then being that we lack a lot against a lot of teams as far as talent and athleticism, right? You have to make those things up with heart. You know, I need players to be on the floor that got heart, that's not going to quit, that's not going to give up, that's going to fight until the game is over. So when later on that night, when we're talking about the game, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about the great effort that the team gave us. You know what I'm saying? Effort and hard work will bring you some victories. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like if you take a lot of good shots against a lot of bad shots, if you make some bad shots against making a lot of good shots, you're gonna win the game. You're gonna win the game. And we need to take more good shots. A lot this year, we was taking a lot of bad shots, just late in the shot clock, 4 shots, you know what I'm saying? Going 1-on-3, 1-on-4s, you know what I'm saying? Those things lead to really turnovers.
Quickly,
you know what I'm saying?
Quickly.
Yeah.
A miss bad shot is really actually a turnover.
A turnover, yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
And some people don't think that. Some people think you don't have to get a shot to have a turnover. No, you can go 1-on-4. That's a turnover. You out of control.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You should never do that.
Right.
That's common sense.
Right. Because the thing about playing point guard, man, is this. The easy thing is coaches tell you, don't stop your dribble. Never stop. Keep your dribble live. Secondly, keep attacking the basket until they stop you. If nobody stops the ball, you go straight to the basket. Right? That's the second thing. The third thing is don't make your decision until the defense shows you what you're gonna do, what they're gonna do. Right?
Right.
That's in the half court and in transition. It's a 3-on-2. Don't stop and pop and shoot the 3 if 3 guys are got a hand in your face and you got one dude open under the rim.
And when you're on that break, make sure you're in the middle of the court.
Right. And make sure you have spacing. You know, because that's another thing. I saw quickly running the break with Obi, right? And they running side by side, and Fournier is on the other side of the court. Quickly get Joe behind in the middle of the floor. Give Obi some time, because if you
keep your head
Obi,
up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ron, you read my mind. You read my mind, man. And the thing is this: if you go, it's simple. You dribble up the middle, you pass up the sidelines, right? You dribble up the middle, you pass them. If RJ got it on the sideline, he's gonna pass it up the sideline, right? Don't dribble up the sideline. You pass the ball back to the middle of the floor to make the defense, so you can attack the middle of the defense and make them contract, so you can kick out or attack.
That way you could pass either left or pass right. If you're going up the left sideline, you can only pass right. You're going up the right pass line. Line, you only can pass left. Keep the ball in the middle of the floor. That's what the real generals do, and so they can have the options. Hey,
you always have to go fast to get to where you're going.
Right.
Hey, I just got these right here done. Tell me, can you see it?
Fire.
Okay.
That's my photo right there in the front with my finger at, and
them and they glossy.
Make sure that get where it need to go.
It says the closer on the back.
I said, hey, hold it towards the middle. Hold it towards the middle.
Pull up. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Bam, that's fire, bro. That's fire.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be handing out at the summer league, man. I'm trying to get in that building, man.
Bam.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about, you know what I'm saying, just doing me a couple of segments, you know what I'm saying, live segments where, you know, I can show what I bring to the table as far as motivational speaking and talking and like that, you know what I'm saying? And just, you know, where people can just go to that site or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and see, you know, what I bring to the table and everything. Because, man, for real, it's in my heart, man. I'm trying to get inside that organization, man. You know, that's what I want to do. I don't want to just continue on just doing the music. The music is good and everything, but still in all, we got, you know, a whole lot of lack of big brothers ship inside our organization. You know, somebody you could call or talk to, you know what I'm saying, when you confused and you don't want to talk to your immediate people, you know, we need people like that. You know, I got people myself that when I go through certain things, you know, I get on the phone, I call and reach out to somebody else out there, and they have nothing to do with them being family. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's why like since I've been home, I make sure that I deal with people that's doing professional minded things and they're in higher places, you know what I'm saying? Because the people that are in higher places that make you want to get to them higher places. You deal with people that's in them lower situations, that means you want to be stuck where you at and you ain't trying to grow or you're gonna go down, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what I got rocking going on. I wanted to share that with y'all. I'm ready to jump off. I gotta go up inside Lowe's and, you know, get a brand new dryer. You know what I'm saying? Got to do that. You know what I'm saying? So,
are you gonna get some clothespins?
Yeah. Hey, I ain't trying to do that, man. I remember back in the days, I used to tell people, yo, they used to say, I'm going to the mall. I'm like, you going to the mall, man? I'm going to CLS. You know what that is? They like, nah, on clothesline shopping, man.
Clothesline shopping. Turn your back. Close that back door if you want to.
Yeah, I used to catch Levi's all in the back. I hang it up. Let me get them right there, man.
Yeah, man.
Let me get that.
I hear you, boy. I hear you.
Hey, well, God bless y'all, man. Y'all have a great Monday, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
and I'll talk to y'all soon, man.
Hey, Boogie, before you leave right quick, let me tell you what your man Freezy. So, other than that, me and my daughter playing the game, man, on the Xbox.
Right.
She tearing me up, by the way. I can't beat her. There's a game called Brawlhalla. Man, she tears me up. If I get one win, man, she win about at least 12 before I get another one.
Right.
And so I get this text right on my phone from somebody. I see the name Uncle Freezy, and he was texting me, and I'm sitting there, and he was like, it finally happened, or whatever he said. And I'm sitting there, man, I dropped the controller. I texted back, I said, man, he said Miami finally got the defensive player in the draft. I thought that man was telling me that Tom Thibodeau had got gone. Hey, I was about to get happy, man. I texted back, I said, man, I thought you was telling me Tom was gone, man.
They trying to tell you something good about your flippers, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what the problem with us, you know what I mean? But yeah, hey, if you would have told me Tom was gone, I'd have been a happy man, boy.
I wouldn't have been happy. I wouldn't have been happy. I'd have been pissed off. This late? You should have did that already.
Yeah, that's
Hey, Lord, they ain't letting him mess up next season. I was like, hey, get him on out of here, man. Get out, hey, man. But yeah, that thing bugged me out the other night.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's you know, when you watch a team like the Dolphins constantly add offense, like they know it's you know, you got to play defense too. It ain't flag.
But see, that's the thing. My defense set. If you look at my defense, I got the same defense I had last year. So I knew they were spending all their money on offense. Right. That was the problem. We couldn't score. But we was holding people to 17 points a game.
Yeah, y'all need to find out if that guy's that quarterback. So that's why y'all did all that. Y'all even added running backs and all that.
We added everything, right? He ain't got no excuse. If he don't get it done this year, we got 2 first-round picks next year. They're gonna go get a quarterback. And we got one late in the draft from Kansas State.
Okay.
We got one late in the draft, but I don't expect him to do nothing. But they're definitely going to address that position next year. This Tua last year, man.
Y'all hired Raheem Morris?
Yeah, we got
Yeah. They got the running back from San Francisco.
No, the coach, the head coach. What's the head coach name?
No, we got McDaniel.
No, I thought he went to Oakland.
I'm gonna jump off, fellas.
LA,
Vegas. All right. Yeah, we got
the other brother.
Yeah, we got McDaniel out of San Francisco. The one who had Debo running all them packages.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He was the one who was running all that stuff for them.
Okay.
So it's gonna be interesting to see what happened with us, man. But yeah, Tua, this will make a break year for him, man.
Yeah, man. And he looked so good coming out of college.
Them injuries, boys. Them injuries will kill you. Them injuries will kill you. You talking about a hip injury for a quarterback? That's brutal.
Yeah. I feel him. I think he'll break out.
He ain't got no excuse. I tell you that.
If not, we'll give y'all Andy Dalton.
The Red Rocket.
I'm so mad at the Bears right now, Ron.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't know what Chicago doing though. What y'all doing, man?
We blowing it up.
Okay.
We blowing it up.
Y'all still got Khalil Mack, or y'all traded him?
We traded him.
Yeah, if you did that, you definitely signaling you trying to rebuild.
Yeah, we traded him, man. We got a bunch of picks for him, and so yeah, we traded away a bunch of picks. You know, we ain't scared to trade away picks.
No,
but yeah, man. So my thing is with our Knicks, Ron, is I don't want to sound like the optimist, right? Because this time of year, this time it's set to me, it feels disingenuous. We'll get them next year during the off season because you can't prove nothing. But what I really in my heart feel like the Knicks are only 2 to 3 guys away from contending for the NBA title. Now, with that said, I'm not saying that those 2 or 3 guys are not on the roster, right? Maybe we only need to bring in one guy and RJ Barrett, OB, and quickly improve to a point where we can contend, and then you bring in the guy off the roster, and it helps boost us to that next level. And contending for a title don't mean you go to the NBA Finals. It just means you in the hunt. Like you can lose.
You're in contention.
Yeah, you could lose in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. That makes you a title contender, right? So what I'm getting at is this number. So I'm gonna just say this number to you one more time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where is it? Against the LA Clippers, RJ Barrett averaged 26 points a game. Against the Miami Heat, RJ Barrett averaged 27 points a game. Right? Now, on the flip side of that, against Cleveland, RJ Barrett averaged 14 points a game. Right? Against Minnesota, RJ Barrett averaged 12.5 points a game. You see what I'm getting at?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I'm getting at is RJ Barrett can't be the rise to occasion player. You got to be consistent, bro.
You got to be like calm water, man. You got to be the same way all the time.
Right. And so the thing I'm getting at is it, to me, it all comes down to pick one thing this offseason and get better at it. Like the one thing you bring, if RJ Barrett came back this season and was an 85% free throw shooter, none of this conversation we would be having. We wouldn't even be having these conversations.
But you know the scary thing, though, Freezy, man. As much as I would love to see him improve on the free throws, this was the knock of him coming into the league. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And this is year 3, so it's concerning. At some point, is no more. You can improve. It becomes to a point where you like this who this person is. You know, they keep showing you this is who they are. You know what I mean? And I really don't have no confidence when he goes to the free throw line late in games. Him and Julius in the same boat with that. You know what I mean? Them guys scare me when they go to the line. I'm like, uh-oh. They're gonna miss one. The game close, they're gonna miss at least one. Yep. And you just see it in their face when you was talking about concentration. You know the guys who can shoot good free throws and the guys who can in the league. Because when they go to that free throw line, you can see it written all over their face. Right. That free throw line is a monster for people, man. Because it's psychological. It's you in the rim. Ain't nobody guarding you, but you in the rim. Right.
But it's like driving in the rain. When the sun is out, you driving, you good. Mm-hmm. As soon as it start raining, everybody lose their mind. Right? Yeah. What's the difference between driving in the rain and driving when it's dry? I mean, of
more
course,
concentration. You got
you gotta
You gotta concentrate. You gotta hold that wheel a little tighter. You don't want to hit no puddle and be turned upside down.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That was a good illustration right there.
Yeah, man, and I appreciate you, bro. And so it's one of these deals. Like I think the Knicks are 2 or 3 players away. One or two of the guys may already be on the roster, right? All we need is that internal improvement.
And you know what else too, Freezy? If we content on keeping Tibbs, and shout out, I just saw somebody in the chat put it up about Kenny Atkinson as an assistant for the Knicks again. That's the route they're gonna have to go. They're gonna have to find somebody who Tibbs has to listen to do something with the offense. Right. That has to be done, and then that way you can allow him to focus on what his calling card, which is defense. You know what I mean? Get somebody in here who know how to coach an offensive team, because that ball is too much. We watched too many games this year where the ball moved maybe once or twice and somebody taking a shot. Yeah. Not everybody touching the ball. We need that, man. They need to go down there to San Antonio, go see Pop and go take something off his staff, because it looks like everything come off his staff is gold money. Right. You never question a person that leaves Pop team and get a coaching gig, whether or not the one thing you know they're going to do, their team is always going to move the ball. Yeah, they're going to move the ball, and you have to do it.
Yeah. I feel you, man. And my deal with RJ, man, is that, and here's the other thing. Slow starts to the season.
Religiously.
It's not like, and it's not a mental thing, because RJ Barrett played in all the preseason games. I'm sorry, not a mental thing. It's not a routine thing. Mm-hmm. It's a mental thing, because you play all the games in the preseason. Soulfinger, what's good, bro?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Morning.
What's going on, boy?
All right. Hey, first of all, hey, Ron, that was real good. Like I told you, hey, you sitting up there, you know, you said a couple of ways. You was sharp enough to cut a dime, or you was way past casket clean when you were sitting up on that screen.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
And then also shout out chat. But hey, I've been sitting listening to you and everything, and y'all been on the money, man.
Yeah, we gotta make some moves that make sense. And if continuity is what we're going after, because that's everything in sports, you know, you have to have that. We have to find a way to get better internally if we're gonna stick with this same guy. Right. We have to because, man, I'm gonna tell you one thing that just jumped out at me looking at all these teams in the playoffs, and this is the first year that I said, you know what, I'm gonna get away from what I normally do, because normally if the Knicks ain't playing in the playoffs, I don't care who's playing until the time for the finals. But this year, I said, you know what, I'm gonna look at all these teams, man, that's playing, and look at what they're doing that we ain't doing. And there's some things that really, really pops out at me, man. Most of the teams I'm watching, the ball is moving, man. The ball is moving. Yep. The reason why Brooklyn went home, no defense and lack of ball moving. They look like a pickup team out there trying to play basketball.
Right.
Look at Milwaukee, ball movement.
Yep.
Look at Golden State, and not just ball movement. Also, moving the ball means you need to move too. Don't just move the ball and just stay in the same spot. Keep moving. Make the defense adjust, and we don't do it for that as a team.
Yeah, they're making ball movement with a purpose, man. When they move the ball, they're moving it with a purpose, and they moving. I mean, basically, what you're looking at now is the 3 C's: chemistry, consistency, continuity. That's what we're looking at with all these teams. Those 3 C's right there, man. And the thing about it, that Golden State Grizzlies game, that series, I think that's gonna be the best series.
Man, that thing was something, boy.
And it was beautiful to watch because you kind of got some old. Like I said, I wasn't cool. I didn't like the fact that they ejected Draymond. I think that's like on his
that was a bad look. Reputation.
Yeah, reputation.
Yep.
But it was a flagrant. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. You know, and I'm not saying going back old school, but come on, man, let him go. But he tried to get him. But overall, man, that was a good game, man. And those young gunners, them young Thundercats coming. And they're gonna push Golden State to the brink. And
they here.
Freezy, I think you said that this morning. I think maybe I heard it wrong, but that could be us. That's a blueprint for us.
Yeah, we just don't move the ball on, man. And you know, this thing ain't really just started with Tibbs, man. If we go back and look at this Knicks team, probably in the last like 8 to 10 years, even when Melo was here, man, that ball didn't move enough. We've been notorious for holding the ball. You may as well call us the black hole.
Yeah.
Right.
Shout out to my man Ray. What's going on, Ray Ollie?
Hey man, how you guys doing?
What's going on with you, Ray?
How you doing? How you doing?
Running out of gas, brother. Running out of gas. I've been up since 3 yesterday. So I'm on fumes. I'm drinking this water. I'm nervous. I'm like,
nah, man.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. Had a busy, crazy weekend. You know, treatments and all that different stuff and whatnot. It was cool. It was some good, some bad, but you know, I'm just taking it one day at a time, man. I'm really getting more excited about the Knicks and what we're going into this off season. Still, obviously, more questions to answer. Obviously, more questions than we have answers to. But I was listening to Uncle Freezy's first point with how he kicked off the show, and it was in correlation to Geraldine McIver on the chat with regards to finding that diamond in a rough. And we need that. We really do. We need a diamond in the rough player, and I think Emmanuel Quickley is something like that. It could be a diamond in the rough player for us. There's some other players like Grimes, who is a consistent role player, who I think needs to obviously be kept on the team. I love what we have, and I'm not anxious to just run off, or just throw pieces away to bring in pieces or to bring in ingredients to throw in a recipe that just doesn't make sense or doesn't have cohesion and chemistry, because that's a big thing for us as well. Like, we have questions about this foundation that need to be answered.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't think we need to jump the gun. I think we're 2 or 3 or maybe even possibly 4, pieces away from like looking really good. Obviously not contending, we are years away from contending. But I just think we have something special, and we just need to evaluate what that is. Now, granted, if it's not special, if it's not good, then sure, get rid of it. Get rid of your Cam Reddishes, get rid of your, all those different pieces and whatnot. But it's like, there are 10 other teams ahead of us that are better than us, roster-wise, talent-wise, coaching-wise. I just don't see the need to go jump out the window and bring in all this extra stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Ray, man. And shout out to my man, Nick Yak, man. He told me, he said, Ron, watch Brunson tonight and tell me he is not twice as good as Quickly. For me, and I always state my position on this, it ain't about whether or not he's better than Quickly. I know the guy is a very good point guard. I'm watching him.
Right.
I mean, anybody to say he ain't, something wrong with you.
Something wrong with
But my thing is about where we're at in the stream of time with this team. I said, that was a move that should have been made after coming off that 4 seed.
Right.
When you knew you got killed in the playoffs against Atlanta because your point guard couldn't do nothing, that starting point guard position was a problem. So It ain't a problem of Brunson's talent. It's about more so where we're at. And if you go get Brunson, and this is the thing you got to think about. You go get Brunson, and this thing don't take off, then you really gonna be in a lot of problems. Because now you spending a lot of money, and with a lot of money comes expectations. You know what I mean? So it's definitely not about that kid's game, man. Because I think he's nice. It's all about our time and the way we are in relative position to the rest of the league, man. The Knicks we're far behind, man. We're not close. And it's crazy how the drop-off from last year to this year have become. I mean, think about it. We went from a 4 seed to not even making the playoffs. When the last time that happened in the history of basketball?
Yeah.
I mean, that thing happened for, it was an anomaly. It was just something weird. I think the fourth
and
seed
it would happen to us.
For the culture. No, it would happen to us, right? Which puts us in purgatory because we're not bad enough to land top tier talent, but we're not good enough to, make real noise consistently over.
Hey, well, let me but who's the reigning MVP right now? Is it Giannis or Jokic? I can't remember.
I think it's Jokic.
No, Jokic. Yeah, it is Jokic. Yeah.
Where was Jokic drafted?
Second round.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the other Giannis? Where was Giannis drafted?
Second round. Another second round.
He was 15. He was down. He was in the first round, but he was down.
First round?
Yeah, he was first round. He was down some, and people looked at him like, "Who is this guy? Who's this skinny kid?"
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't look good early on. That's for sure.
Right. The reason why I asked Ray that, and it was rhetorical. What I wanted to do is go back to the diamond in the rough point.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The thing is I think our approach to the draft has been off center. Right? Our approach to the draft should not be get a quality guy, get somebody who can contribute right away. Our approach should have been we only get one swing and this at bat. Let's try to hit a home run. Right? Because you can get contributors from any Miles McBride and Jericho Sims contribute right now.
Yeah.
And they were second round picks.
Them guys looking like definitely keepers in the league, gonna have a nice career in the league. Even if it's in the role of being a bench player, they're gonna be in the league.
Right. And so why not when you pick in the 20s, try to hit a grand slam? Right? What I'm getting at, I'm not knocking Grimes. I know I called him a ham sandwich in the past. It's all because Ron from Still Knicks fans said he's gonna be Klay Thompson Jr. And so if it wasn't for Ron from Still Knicks fans saying that he was Klay Thompson Jr., I would have never called him a ham sandwich. And shout out to Ron, by the way. Shout out to Ron. And that's I was like, no, bro, he a ham sandwich, bro. Come on.
Ham sandwich with or without the mayonnaise.
Hey man, bread and meat. I had to. I'm not knocking Grimes, man. I'm saying let's keep things in perspective. But when you pick at 19, you got to try to hit a home run. Yeah. And if you miss, you still have a contributor. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so what happened is when we were picking in the top 10, not Jerry and Grant, but Frank, Kevin Knox, these guys, we were like, we trying to pick a guy that's going to be a long-term project, but they're going to be great at that. Nah. Go get like, for instance, the Shadion Sharp kid. Yeah. I say trade up for him. If you can get Shadion Sharp, go get him. If you can get Benedict Mathurin, go get him. If you can get Jaden Ivey, go get him. Right? Because the thing is, you don't want to have this guy blowing up on the West Coast when you had a shot to get him, but you chose Quentin Grimes.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking Grimes because he's going to be an excellent rotation player. Right? Mm-hmm. But we're talking about setting the franchise.
Yeah, difference makers.
Yes.
You need difference makers.
And that's another thing, tactical error, man, with what was done. Again, you knew you needed point guard play. You go get a bona fide point guard. You don't play around and say, I'm gonna trade back and I'm gonna get me the point guard I need for this team.
Right.
That guy is sitting there. You go get him.
Yeah.
Scared
Yeah.
money don't make no money.
Right.
Yeah, but
Right.
just keep in mind something else. I mean, it's just something extra I'm thinking. Yes, we traded for the draft and this traded for talent and all this different stuff, but some of that is also contingent upon the environment, the commitment to proper development. And obviously we've heard so many times development is not linear and it works in so many different ways, but other franchises take the proper time to properly develop guys. And that does work. Listen, anybody could have chosen Draymond Green or Jokic or your Giannis's, but Milwaukee saw Giannis and said, "Yo, what if we turn him into? What if we do this with? Oh, look, what if we can get him on this diet? What if we?" And
You're gonna get him the necessary resources to succeed instead of fail.
What if we feed him? Because remember when they got Giannis was eating one time a day. Remember how poor the family was?
Yes.
Yeah.
What if we feed him, get him in the weight room? Right?
Yo.
Give him the necessary resources to succeed instead of getting him playing and handcuffing.
And now he's an MVP. Meanwhile, on our end, we're thinking, well, how about we resurrect this stopgap guy who might have? I'm talking about Antonio McDyess, and
Oh man.
Or how about Kemba Walker?
Jerome James.
No, I will push back just a little on the Kemba Walker thing because it was a low risk, high reward move. What we did for Antonio McDyess,
he spent the bag.
10 years, man, that's
and gave away picks.
And give away picks. People
Nene Hilario was the guy.
Oh my!
I'm gonna tell you what.
We drafted Nene. We drafted him and then gave him up. It was on draft night. Time we got him, he was moved over for Antonio McDyess, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
Antonio McDyess would have stayed healthy. We would have had something. We would have had something. If them knees didn't abandon him, we would have had something. That boy was a monster. But
he had a history of knees though.
You know what we need to do? We need to find out, and we need to find out about Jokic. I don't care what they do.
Yes.
I'm sick of that too. We keep getting these guys, and we stash them. When the last time we stashed a player that we brought here?
That was, you remember Frederick Weiss, and after Vince did what he did to him in the Olympics, he never came.
When he dunked on him, you see how long that's been? You see how long that's been? Vince probably had hair then.
He had hair. He had a bad hair too. But the point guard we drafted in the second round, Orajan, whatever his name is, we drafted him like after Amon Shumpert and Josh Harrelson. Orajan, he a big point guard, slick handles, couldn't shoot but could play make. Yeah. But he never came over.
We got to get
Louis Laborie. Louis Laborie came to training camp every year and summer league and never came over. So
that has to change, man. All thing we doing is giving money away.
Yeah.
I just don't see I see other teams doing it, and maybe I get too caught up in what they do. But I just always ask myself the question: just what if we committed to developing Jokic? Like, what if we committed to just to see what it is? I'm not saying Jokic is even gonna be the point guard of the future, but just see what you have. Like,
so Ray, you're not wrong in that thinking, because in all sports, man, it's a copycat league. In all sports, teams that are doing well, they copy their blueprint. So ain't nothing wrong with your thinking with that.
My theory behind a lot of this just resides around the fact that you're not contending. Only one team wins the championship. Only 10 teams in this new play-in era get a chance to compete. If you're not one of those teams, and I understand trying to get better to become one of those teams, but part of that needs to evaluate the basis of these players that you are bringing in. I need to know, if I'm a front office, I'm pulling my hair out because Tom Thibodeau committed to not showing me what I have in Miles McBride. So we're sitting here as a fan base arguing about, well, what about Miles McBride? Well, if you play him, we would know something. If he's garbage or he's trash, then he's trash. And there wouldn't be much of a discussion behind, oh, let's give Miles McBride a try. But we're sitting here and we have all these question marks, and it's just, I keep scratching. I think there could be a potential diamond in the rough for us, but we would never know it because we never give it the opportunity to blossom and really grow because we're not committed to doing that. So I don't know. It's just different from me.
And
It's my
you
way.
just made me think again about that Brunson move. If we're going to get in Brunson, what kind of
Wilkinson's
signal
not
is that
coming
to?
over here.
What kind of signal is that to our fan base? What are your plans? Because I'm telling you right now, if you're going to get Brunson, you to me signaling you about to blow this thing up and bring pieces around that's gonna get it done. Because the guy is a tough. He is very good. There's
Let me
no debating that. He's very good.
let me ask y'all this: would we be having the same conversation instead of in if the Knicks had instead of drafting Rokas Jokovitis and Miles McBride, if we'd have drafted Ayo Dosunmu and Herb Jones?
Bones Highland? No, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
No, and I mentioned them two, Ron, because Jokovitis was taken before Herb Jones and Ayo.
Yeah, he sure was.
We looked at Ayo too. We looked at him too.
We sure did. We looked at him.
And Bones Highland, we looked at him too.
Right.
He was in conversations with him.
Right. And so what I'm getting at is this. I think the decision making process, man. What if we'd have drafted Sharif Creek?
Freezy. Freezy, my man Nick Yak says, we still don't know about McBride, even after a year without a point guard.
Yeah.
Let that one sink in. To raise
No, but that's the frustrating element about I would love to be a fly on the wall to sort of witness what this development really looks like. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying you have a Miles McBride, you drafted, you angled for this dude. You said, oh, this guy, he comes from a system, that you love and all this wonderful stuff. And he doesn't really play. And playing gives you the hands-on experience to show whether or not you're qualified or not. And we're still sitting here scratching our head going, oh, well, what is Miles McBride? Well, I wish Tibbs would play him, but I don't want to get into the whole Tibbs, conversation because
and we know the guy was coached well in college.
We know we know that's beating a dead horse, but it's just again to what Uncle Freezy, in correlation to Geraldine McIver had brought up in the chat. Like I think there's opportunities for us to get gems. I think there's an opportunity for us to really, really have the Giannis's and the Jokic's and the Draymond Greens, but we don't prioritize that kind of development, so we never know. We just don't know.
Right. I think the approach is wrong.
Yeah.
The approach has shifted to let's not mess this up instead of let's swing for the stars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's because in the second round, if you take a swing for the star and you miss, it's still only a second round pick. You got 50,000 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you ain't gonna use them all.
Right. Why not take a flyer on BJ Boston or Herb Jones?
And
you know what I'm saying?
Who's to say that Miles McBride couldn't have had a year like Herb Jones? I mean, again, he has all of the tangibles and everything that you wanted in terms of, skill and talent and all this stuff, but you don't put him on the floor. Meanwhile, Willie Green is like, I got something here. I'm going to put him on the floor and I'm going to see
Alvarado.
And they turned out to be all these things, and we as Knicks fans sit back and drool and go, oh my gosh, Herb Jones is amazing, while we still got question marks about Miles McBride.
Right.
Could he be amazing?
It's your coaching philosophy. That's your problem. Coaching philosophy.
Man, listen, Tom Thibodeau, I give him 20 games. I've also been on the panel here saying that I don't personally believe, because sometimes I have to separate this stuff. There's what I want and there's the objective reality that exists.
Right.
What I want is Tibbs gone. What the objective reality that exists is this is Leon's man. The moment he fires Tom Thibodeau, he's automatically on the clock. And you guys spoke to it earlier about James Dolan, like, yo, I'm gonna put it in y'all hands. Y'all want to do.
Right.
That tells me you ain't got a whole lot of room for error.
Exactly.
Because if you awaken the Kraken, known as James Dolan, he's gonna tear all of this up. And I'm not trying to awaken the Kraken. Like, let him sleep. Let him I'm trying to let him rest.
Don't y'all talk about me and what I say anymore. Don't y'all talk about me.
I'm gonna tell you, I love the fact that guy is, he's doing what we've asked for years, man. Just cash them checks, sign them checks, and get out the way. You know what I mean? And the man is trying, man. It's just unfortunate for him, man. He has made some bad hires, man. And it ain't just the front office; it's the coaches too that we done went through, man. Without solidifying this thing, man.
Yeah. Hey guys, I gotta get out of here, man. I'm washed.
Yeah, you sound like you wiped out over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then I gotta take the puppy outside for 45 minutes. That's gonna be like
chasing. I got one back here.
chasing butterflies and barking at cars and all this stuff. And all I want him to do is use the bathroom.
Yo, just use the bathroom. We can go back to the crib. Like, what are you doing?
Like, what are you doing, man? Why does it take 45 minutes, man? So,
yeah, man. Well, Freezy, man. Hey, Ray, Soulfinger, the chat. Hey, man, it's gonna get better. You know what I mean? Indeed. We just don't know when. But we gotta do like Jesse Jackson, man. Just keep hope alive, man.
Keep hope alive.
I mean, you know what? And that's all you can do, man.
Let's just keep the hope alive, man. At this point, I don't know what their direction is. I ain't even fronting. I don't know what's the direction.
Hey, you talked to G-Man lately?
No.
I reached out to him. He said he was gonna hit me back, but he never did. I figured he was caught up. He probably running around with his smoky on, yelling at people somewhere.
Yeah.
I need to talk to him.
Online.
In a minute.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I called him this weekend, man, and I ain't heard nothing from him. I was just wondering if y'all had heard from him, man. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get something to eat, take the dog outside, let him run around for like 2 hours. He probably gonna come in and take a nap. But he gonna come back in and poop on the floor first and then take a nap.
Yeah. Listen, that's how they do you.
I got my puppy pads in the closet, so I'm okay. But it's a struggle.
Yeah.
You know what it is? You know what it is, Uncle Freezy? They're just children that can't talk back.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, I got one right back here I got to take out, and I'm gonna be out there for a while he tries to find butterflies to play with and whatever.
and grass. Why I don't. But anyway, so let me. Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, "Go to Betty bye. I think I will." Hey, on that note, man, I will holler at y'all later. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.